All right, guys, let's get right into it.
I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said there must be something wrong with him. I knew they were saying, like, is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong? No, I was very active this Labor Day.
Rumors have swirled online for weeks that President Trump is gravely ill. The president's been unusually, more absent from the airwaves and the golf course recently. He's also sported a bruised hand in recent appearances, sparking frenzied speculation, which the White House says is the result of a benign condition. It's perfectly fair to inquire about the commander-in-chief's health, which is why some of us did it with a visibly ailing Biden, who was, of course, sharp as a tack, according to his team. Well, today, Trump did what he normally does. He changed the subject. The president called an impromptu Oval Office press conference to discuss relocating the U.S. Space Command. Well, joining me now is Vincent Ashana, PBD podcast host and self-styled Angry Patriot, Sean Spicer, the former White House press secretary, host of the Sean Spicer Show, Harry Sisson, the Democrat influencer, and the legendary Democrat strategist James Carville. Well, while we await the president, let's ask the panel what they've made of all this speculation. We'll start with you, Sean Spicer. Welcome back to Uncensored. A lot of feverish gossiping going on about the health or otherwise of President Trump. What do you make of it? There's no doubt he's been unusually quiet the last few days and unusually, by his standards, not very visible. That has merely fueled speculation. What do you make of it all?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Look, there's a couple things that are facts in this situation. Number one, it was a holiday weekend in America, so a lot of people had downtime this weekend.
I mean, well, let's be real. When it comes to the Dems, I mean, the Dems just don't want Trump to be happy. He can't take no breaks. He can't get no R&R. And if he does, he's taking breaks on the taxpayer dime. He's so corrupt. How could he take a break on Labor Day weekend? Yes, I mean, like everybody else in America.
He played golf, I think, every single day. The White House pool accompanies him to those situations. There was pictures of him playing. There was a picture of his granddaughter Kai with him. So we physically saw him. He did an extended interview, an hour plus, with the Daily Caller, Reagan Reese. It's out. You can see that. They posted it. They put pictures out of it. He was very active on Truth Social. So, I mean, look, after 4 years of being gaslit about issues with respect to President Biden, you don't see the guy during a holiday weekend here in the U.S., despite him being active on social media and on the golf course. And the media goes and creates speculation about his health. It was wrong. It's ridiculous. And I frankly find it shameful that outlets like CNN decided to actually consider it news. It just shows you that, these are the same people who covered up Joe Biden's mental and physical acuity and now run rampant with speculation with no basis of it. A fact.
Okay, James Carville, your response to that?
Well, let me give you a fact maybe you don't know. On January the 17th in the year 2017, Donald Trump sent Keith Schiller and two goons into his internist office and confiscated his medical records. The internist, a gentleman by the name of Dr. Bornstein, said he felt like he had been raped. Where are those medical records? Produce them. Why did you have them stolen? Why did you do that?
Crazy.
Answer the question.
I mean, damn, somebody snatched some papers from you and you feel raped is crazy.
Joe Biden, he did this. It's something with Joe Biden. Joe Biden, noun and verb of Joe Biden. That's all you can do. Where are the medical records?
I mean, there's no doubt.
The medical records kind of don't matter considering that we have his current medical records of today. So whatever those medical records you want to go kick in the door for, they kind of don't matter because we have his medical records of today.
It was 2017. Then but he's done pretty well to look as fit and energetic as he has been for the next 8 years, James, hasn't he?
There's an underlying condition that's being treated. Why would you seize your own medical records?
But in his last presidential annual physical report in April, if you compare the medication list to his old reports, there were 3 new medications noted. Rosuvastatin, which is used for stroke prevention, ezetimibe, which treats high blood cholesterol, and a daily aspirin. There's nothing there that suggests a massive underlying problem.
You may believe that. Why have you ever asked to see the medical records that were confiscated? In your whole time in journalism, you were there. Did you ever say, sir, could we see the records that you ordered confiscated from your own internist? No, you haven't.
So you
And
think?
said, well, I believe anything that the White House tells me. Oh God, he's taking some high blood pressure medication.
Wait, hey, James, with all due respect, it's not the White House. Those are military officers, and you have served. So you're well aware that you're questioning the integrity of a naval officer and whether or not they'd lie on it. So please don't go there.
Wait, I'm sorry. Didn't you guys do that with Biden's medical reports?
Go there again, Mr. Spicer, in case you can't hear. Where are the medical records that were confiscated, and what underlying condition did they reveal? And you can put.
I would tell him that, well, obviously it's nothing because he releases his health. He released his health. What was it? He released his health file or his health results, or well, his physical test results already. So whatever he ran in there and grabbed obviously must not have been that serious, considering that we're not seeing it today. I'm not really sure where you're trying to go at. You're asking for medical records that we already have, and the most current medical records.
Something in a medical report and leave something out. And by the way, I do know this: a naval officer is in the chain of command. I hate to inform you that, but they are.
I'm well aware, James, how the chain of command works.
Okay, well, Sean Spicer. I mean, Sean, when you were Trump's press chief in the first term, did you have anything that come across your desk that suggested there were concerns about his health, or anything perhaps being kept quiet?
Not at all. And I was in regular contact with Dr. Jackson at the time. But I'll tell you, I mean, this is the first time, and I've heard everything that you can possibly hear about Donald Trump. I've never heard this anecdote before about.
Nor have I. No.
January. So I mean, look, it's interesting. I mean, look, but the bottom line is, for the last several years, he's been seen by military, government, doctors who have given him a clean bill of health and put out his health records. So if there's an underlying condition, I'm not sure how you'd cover up for 8 years. All right,
Harry Sissons, the reality of this is that for a very long time, the Democrat supporters, the Biden White House, the liberal skewed mainstream media all presided over a mass cover-up of Joe Biden's actual health, which then came to light afterwards. Is this just a case of, well, you stuck it to us about our guy, we're going to stick it to you about your guy, even if there's very little substance for it?
No, I don't necessarily think it's that. I think it's a combination of things. I think that, folks like myself who supported President Biden just remember how people like Sean Spicer on this panel treated.
I ain't gonna lie, Harry, I can't trust anything this man say, because he was getting paid to support Biden. I'm not even sure if he's a real Biden supporter. I mean, anybody that came out after Biden's performance and said that, oh, this man literally said, no, he had a bad night, you guys are being ageist. Like, no, go back to the interview that or the panel that Pierce held after President Trump and ex-President Biden debated. Oh my goodness. This man literally came out there and said that, oh no, everybody has a bad night. Like what you mean? He was just off his game. That doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean that we need to replace him. I was like, yo, the line that you have to do, the type of mental gymnastics, I don't know how he was able to force that out into the ether, but I was amazed. I was like, bro, that's a next level cap right there. Like, I don't know how you do it.
President Biden during his 4 years.
And he said it with a straight face too. That was the craziest part.
About his health. We don't forget that. We are remembering that. And it's just interesting to see someone like Sean hold a completely different standard. If Biden disappeared for a week, regardless of a holiday weekend, if he had bruises on his hands, swollen ankles, he's walking weird.
He has. I mean, the man was on the beach for a week at least.
He has this weird clips where he can't even identify the president of Finland who's sitting in front of him. I imagine that Sean would be on your show calling for Biden to do a press conference right now for medical records to be released. But since it's Donald Trump, well, Sean says, well, it's a holiday weekend. He's off. The guy who says he works 24/7, he's taking, he's taking a holiday weekend off, and he's just, he's playing golf. So I just find the double standard to be remarkable, but the facts remain. There are significant concerns surrounding Donald Trump's health. And I'm also really happy to hear people on this panel like you, Piers, and Sean saying that the medical records produced by doctors from Walter Reed are reliable, because Joe Biden had a physical all 4 years of his presidency from doctors at Walter Reed, neurologists included, who'd conducted these examinations. And in every single report, He had a clean bill of health. There was no concerning
How
medication.
was it then?
No,
How
nothing
was it?
added.
Okay, but Harry,
You know, it's so funny though. It's funny how you didn't read Jake Tapper's book, because even Jake Tapper was pretty much saying that, yo, no, the doctors were complicit in the cover up. They literally hid some of Biden's underlying conditions that are pretty much, if they was being truthful, they'd have got his ass up out of office a lot quicker. They'd have foreseen what was coming, but they didn't. And why didn't they do it? I couldn't even tell you. Couldn't even tell you that one.
how was it then if they were being completely honest that the moment he was out of office, he revealed he had advanced cancer?
Well, Piers, I mean, the type of cancer that President Biden has is notoriously in the United States and around the world one of the most fatal for men. The reason being not because it can't be treated, but because it's incredibly hard to detect. That's why it's often caught at stage 3 and stage 4, as it was for
President
President
of the
Biden.
United States having regular full medical.
Pierce.
Well, it's not. It's not.
Cancer affects every person the same way and in different ways.
So you're saying
President Biden is not a super,
Joe Biden, the moment he was out of office, announces he has quite advanced aggressive cancer. But your argument is that right to that point, nobody in his medical team would have had any ability to reveal it.
Yes, Pierce, because prostate cancer is incredibly hard to detect. You can fact check me if you want. You can look this up. That's why it's one of the top 5 killers of men in the United States in regards to cancer. And just think
I mean, here's the thing though, as the president who has, access to top medical care, you would think that, I'm gonna be honest with you, if we're talking about your average man, sure. But we're talking about the president of the United States. That's a bit different.
About what you're arguing for here when you're saying something like this is the claim that Joe Biden had cancer when he was in the Oval Office and they just hid it. They didn't provide him treatment. They let
stage 4 cancer. Yes, he had it. If he had stage 4, most likely, almost like 9 times out of 10,
him die just so he can stay in. Really? I mean, you really think that okay. I mean, now we're going like
they
QAnon
hid his
level.
They hid his obvious onset of dementia.
Guys,
so why not?
We're going QAnon level conspiracy here.
Really?
When you think that Joe Biden had cancer, he knew he had cancer, his family had cancer, his family, who, by the way, have suffered a tremendous amount of loss through their life, right? This family who has suffered greatly, you think that they're going to let their Joe Biden just suffer with cancer and not try to get treatment, not try to do chemotherapy or anything?
You're talking about the same family who allowed him to continue.
Piers,
well, hang on.
Well, I would say like this. Yeah, they would still need him in there. Hunter still needs to be pardoned, or he would be in jail. Let's see here. January 6th, people need to be pardoned, or else the whole damn president administration is going to jail. So yeah, they needed Biden, up and running, and they were willing to commit elder abuse to maintain power. Who's to say that it was about Biden's family? Who's to say it wasn't about the cabinet? Who's to say it wasn't the administration that was like, no, we're gonna keep him in there because we want to keep power. Don't worry, we'll auto pen this bitch. And boom, there you go, auto pen president.
You're talking about the same family who allowed Joe Biden in that last year of his presidency to end up on a debate stage when they all knew he would humiliate himself. U.S. national debt is more than 30.
Here's the thing, though. Like, there were people who walked up to Biden before the debate, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's over. It's over." They said Biden was just wrecked, and I'm just like, damn. So y'all knew he was gonna go out there and perform horribly. Crazy, like, bro. If I was listening to that debate, if I was the moderator in that debate, I'd have literally had to stop the debate. I'm like, all right, look, no, you're not like Trump. You're not gonna sit here and debate a senile old man, okay? I just can't let you do this. Take this old guy off the stage. Find a new candidate. Yeah, we're done.
Pretty well capable.
Because it was downright embarrassing how they did Biden. I'm just like, wow, like y'all would rather just put this old man through the ringer instead of just finding another candidate. Like, yeah, is y'all that desperate? You think he's the only person that could beat Trump, that you're willing to put him through elder abuse to do so? Is crazy.
From a political perspective of doing anything, even if it made him look terrible. Let me bring in Vinny. Vinny, look, there is a bit of schadenfreude here. The Democrats are clearly going to make hay while the sun shines about Trump's health, because, of course, everyone did that with Biden for years. So I've got no problem with Trump's health being scrutinized. I think it's perfectly reasonable. But all this stuff about, Trump's dead and all these things trending and so on, when he's literally out there playing golf. I played golf yesterday, and you cannot play golf if you're dead. You can't play golf if you're seriously ill, actually, because it's a more arduous sport than people think. You have to walk 4 or 5 miles, or you get in a cart and you have to walk around and play shots and so on. You can't really do that if you're seriously ill.
Oh, 100%. Piers, I just want to say before I start, thank you for having me on. As always, it's always a pleasure. I saw you on vacation. I see your tan. You look sexy. Like, Piers, you look like the international man of mystery. I heard they're casting for 007. They should consider getting you. But that aside, it just makes me laugh. Sitting here listening to people like Harry, and all due respect, James, and like Harry.
Ryan, he said sexy, though. That took me out the game for a little bit.
We know who you are, bro. We know exactly who you are. You're a shill for the left. You were glazing for Biden for all those years. All of a sudden, they wouldn't lie. They wouldn't lie.
Paid $200K from the DNC. Then we're getting paid $8,000 to $10,000 a month just to lie for the Democratic Party, or just completely fearmonger about Trump. I mean, it was probably like the easiest job ever. He made it look so easy.
Lie. His son isn't a crackhead. The cocaine in the White House is this. You were the biggest cheerleader for how his mental acuity.
Oh no, you know where he's going with it. He's reaching towards the truth that how you were a paid shill for the Biden administration, how you literally were getting paid by the DNC. So, dog, no, he's touching on something real. Actually, you've been exposed for getting payments from the DNC, like of the tune of 200,000 for the year of what was it? I think it was 2023 or 2024. One of those years, you got paid a hefty check, my friend. And I ain't mad at you. But the fact that you sat there and like protected every lie of the Biden administration, all I can say is that, well, money well spent on their part, but it completely destroyed your reputation, young man.
Hold on, I'm going to show you.
You're like going all over the place.
You were the biggest cheerleader for Joe Biden, as if he was Harry. You didn't know that Biden wasn't in his right mind for the 4 years. You're full of shit. You know it. We know it. You're a shill for the left. You get paid to do what you do. You're a paid propagandist. Number one.
See,
number two, Piers.
I think it's just funny that Piers asked you an entirely different question and you just started going after me.
Harry, you had your chance. Harry, do me a favor.
Talk about bad health. This guy looks like a tomato right now, dude. He looks like 90 years old. He looks like as red as a tomato.
Let me say my point.
This guy's on fire right now.
My point is this, Piers, the left would want nothing more than Trump to be gone. They would celebrate. If he died and had a heart attack, they'd be in the streets parading because Hitler's dead. Let's not play pretend, okay, Piers? And guess what? These guys, just like Harry, ran cover for Biden. You want to talk about the family didn't know? He was falling up and down stairs, shaking hands with people that weren't there. Secret Service said he pooped in his pants in front of the freaking Pope. So don't give me that crap. Okay, let's just be honest, Piers. Let's be honest. Donald Trump, it's not a secret. He drinks Diet Coke. He eats Big Macs. He's not in great shape. But you know what is in great shape? The United States of America, Piers. We are back.
Wow, what a
we
spin.
Are kicking
Holy
ass.
shit,
Go ahead and name it. The border.
Fuck.
Hey, Harry.
Look,
Harry,
just
Harry,
do
me a favor.
He recognizes
Harry, do me a
crazy
favor.
spin right now.
Harry,
oh my God. Even
Harry,
Sean
you
is
are
laughing.
a
Sean is like, what is
meme.
going on?
I mean, no, we're laughing at the spin of the joke. It was just like in the kind of the irony of the spin. He's like, well, Donald Trump may not be in shape, but you know who is in shape? America. Now, if you're talking about economic wise and border wise and all that good stuff, then for sure. But if you're talking about weight wise, I mean, bro, we're kind of fucked up like Trump in that aspect. I mean, Trump damn near personifies America's weight problem, if anything. It's personified so heavily you can see it in our president.
Harry, you're a walking meme.
On, man.
You're a walking meme. So everybody that's at home, go on any social media, put Harry Sisson. Yeah. You're a joke. You're a walking hypocrite.
Okay, well, look.
You're fake as hell.
Look,
okay,
I just
hang on, Harry. I want to ask James.
I don't know, Vinny. I don't know where he was going with that one. I think he got sidetracked and lost his train of thought. Because I'd have just eviscerated Harry. I'd have eviscerated this man. I'd have been like, dog, you literally watched the president break down on TV and then came in here and tried to run game and said, oh, he just had a bad day. I don't want to hear nothing from you, my friend. It's been exposed that not only do you mess with not little girls, but do you mess with women in a creepy way, like some type of incel, like you want to call MAGA incel, bro. The way you talk to these girls is very incel-like, my friend, and very horny. You might want to, handle that, you little horny bastard. So, hey, I would have eviscerated that man all day from his little his sexting scandal with that little influencer girl, and for the fact that you got paid $200K to lie for the Biden administration. I mean, after that, I think I'd have been done. I'd have put my hat to rest right there and then. I mean, like, hey, look, as long as I can voice how you should not be trusted, I'm okay. If people still want to trust you, it is what it is.
There's no look. The fact we're talking now, we're half an hour past the time, 30 minutes past the time that this press conference was supposed to start, which in itself is a bit weird. But you know, this may all be absolutely nothing, James Carville. But why it's serious, I think, is that as this is all bit unfurling, all this gossiping about Trump's health and so on, you've got separately, you've got Putin with Xi and Modi all getting together. There's a new kind of world order that's happening right in front of our eyes. So actually, the health of the President of the United States is pretty vital right now. What do you make of what is happening with those three?
Look, when they agree to be like the adversary of NATO, you know, they just create their own little military alliance, and then they try to bring Mexico in on our border. And now we got to go invade Mexico. When they do something like that, then I'll worry about them, to be quite honest.
What's happening is at the turn of this century.
But now that I said it out loud, though, it does sound plausible. Like, if these guys do get together to be a military alliance, I mean, it would be formidable enough to make NATO just back off a little bit, or you would hope.
It was believed incorrectly that the United States was the most dominant nation vis-a-vis the rest of the world since ancient Rome. Well, that's not the case anymore. Trump has no idea what he's doing. He actually thought he was going to get some kind of deal from Putin. Of course he didn't. Of course we have China, 1.4 billion people, India, 1.4 billion people, and
1 billion
Putin doing photo ops. What a catastrophe. And all these motor mouths do is the left, and the left, and this, and that. I don't know if this dude knows who I am, talking about me covering up for Biden.
Yeah, you're the guy that has Trump arrangements.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Carney. Come on, dog. Oh, bro. OG. Dem OG, bro. My Democratic OG. You know you was covering up for Biden. Trump could do nothing right. Biden could do nothing wrong. And then when Biden was so wrong, you'd just be like, okay, well, I didn't agree with everything the Biden administration was doing. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. It was TDS to the end, my friend. Like, we know how you was rocking all through the election. We know you was voting for Kamala. We know you hated Trump. And yes, you also protected Biden after that terrible performance. You was like, well, I'm old. We're all old. We have bad days. I don't know why you got to make something so big of it. It's like, because he's the president. And it's crazy because if Trump would have did anything that Biden, y'all would have lost your minds. So yes, the double standard is real with you guys. Because, man, let Trump ever come on stage bumbling like that. I'm asking for that man to be removed. If Trump was to ever pull a Biden, I'm asking for that man to be removed. Like, nah, he's done. He's done. He had some good years with us. He had the first term, and he had about the good 9 months. If this man came out bumbling like Biden the next month, he's done. Okay? He had a good run. He's 80 years old. Sit his ass down somewhere. We ain't gonna sit there and try to call y'all ageist and try to say that y'all are being unreasonable, unfair, and you're just hating Trump or whatever, which y'all do. But we're not gonna gaslight y'all like that, though.
Syndrome. The country's not doing great, James. James, is the country in shambles? Does the country respect? Are we on the world stage respected finally? You don't know. I don't need to know who you are. You look. Listen. By the way, that's why the
guy with the red
Democratic
tomato
Party
face has like an
is in
IQ of
shambles,
5.
James,
You have no political
because
perspective.
of people like you. The Democratic Party,
no political beliefs.
The Democratic Piers, I have to say this. Why is the Democratic?
I mean, actually, I think that's projection. Harry, do you have political beliefs, seeing that your political beliefs were paid for? Like, do you have some, my friend? Because I don't think I don't even think Harry Sissons really have a political belief. I think whoever fills up his pockets, who he's talking for. Because anybody that's willing to come out there after seeing Biden's performance and just like, oh, that's a bad day, dog, I don't even think you have political beliefs. I think you're just a paid shill for the party.
Party at a 35-year low of approval. It's because of people like you and Harry.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know,
your
you don't have to
party
scream,
sucks.
right? We
you
can
guys
hear
stand
you.
on nothing.
Oh my
The
God.
party sucks.
Oh, my
Your
Wait,
party
wait.
sucks,
Just to be
Harry.
clear.
You guys are
Wait,
the
just to be
reason
clear throughout.
the party's in
Yeah. Okay.
shambles.
Go ahead. Get it out. Get the anger out. I got it. I
Yeah.
understand you're very
Your
heated right
party's
now.
on-
Just
Yo,
to be clear,
Harry,
throughout this
Harry,
like 20.
why'd you guys?
Are you still going?
Why is
Are
the
you still
party?
okay? Go ahead.
Why is your
Everybody
party
let
at
him
an
have his temper
all-time low?
tantrum.
Why is your
Let him have his
approval
temper
rating
tantrum.
low?
I mean,
Why
look,
is
there
your
is a
party-
valid
Explain
Harry,
that to
Harry,
me.
there is a valid question there. The Democrats
I
have
agree.
never historically
May I
been this
answer it?
unpopular. Yeah, you can,
When's
James.
the
Yeah.
last time a Democrat's lost an election since Trump been president? May I answer it? Did you watch? The Democrats are overperforming by over 15 points. We're on for a bet in Virginia. I'm spotting you 5 points. You're going to lose, Piers. You're going to lose bad.
I've
All
already.
Y'all said that last time. Y'all said Kamala's gonna win. It's gonna be a blowout. It's just nothing. Like I don't even know why y'all Trump people even came out and voted, and then Kamala got blown out. What are you trying to say in 2026? Oh, you guys are gonna lose. We're gonna take some seats. No, you guys are gonna lose some seats, and then you're gonna sit there and look at your constituents again, like, oh, our bad, we read the numbers wrong again.
He
These
ordered my
motor
state
mouths-
when
Let
you
me
lose,
finish.
James.
Okay. All these motor mouths,
Yeah.
you're getting ready to get stomped.
Okay.
You're going to get stomped in Virginia. You're going
Okay.
to get stomped in New Jersey, and you're going to get stomped.
guy
Yeah,
is
but
on
James,
the edge.
James, just
And
hang on. On that
The
point,
bet's
Vin,
on,
hang on,
Piers.
guys. James,
The bet's up.
but James, there is no doubt that the polling shows the Democrat Party has never been so unpopular.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
What do you look at? Polls or election returns? What?
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. That was Carney. That came from CNN and has been parroted by every left-leaning media. And that's kind of funny because they were being honest about it. Yes, left-wing media is being honest about the fact that they have the lowest recorded, registered voting registering numbers. They've lost voters while the Republicans gained voters. They lost 2 million. The Republicans gained 1 million. Yeah, that's a problem. And they don't want to address it because, well, they don't ever really want to hold their politicians accountable or really have to back up their rhetoric.
So we have
come
deemed
on.
ourselves that election returns no longer matter in the United States. We're just going to talk about polls. Look at every election. Look at what's getting ready to happen. Harry, you take it from here.
Yeah, here's the thing, though, my man. If you're just betting on the usual scenario of, oh, well, it's always the president and party. It's always the party that's in power that ends up losing the House later on, or ends up losing seats later on in the midterms. But that might not happen, my friend, and it's not looking good in your favor since all these, states are looking to redistrict to add seats to their side. So, yeah, you may think it's going in that direction, but let's be real. Even this election kind of went unusually. Donald Trump ran as a goddamn felon and won. Anything's possible at this point. So if you don't think that Trump can win the presidency and win the midterm, we didn't even think bro was going to win the popular vote. We didn't even think he was going to win the election. We didn't even think he was going to win all seven swing states. If he can come through and win the midterm, and I wonder why I believe this, because you guys have not come up with no solutions, and all y'all have done is fear mongered on Trump. And that is not going to help y'all keep no seats. Actually, it might lose some. Well, y'all should lose some, to be quite honest. And this should be a good punch to the mouth to you guys, and maybe y'all change your ways. I think it's going to take the 2026 midterms for the Dems to learn their lesson. The presidency wasn't enough. They need to lose some seats. They need to lose more power for they actually learn what's going on.
You can handle these people.
No, James, if there's anybody here that can really dispose of these freaks, it's you. But I appreciate the honor. I just had to say that.
Am I one of the freaks?
Am
I one of the freaks?
No, Piers, you're not one of the freaks. I like you, Piers. I like you. We have good conversations. This guy over here who looks like a tomato actually looks like he's about to explode right now. This guy is on fire. He's raging. Throughout the 20-minute, look at him. He's going to do it again. He's going to do it again. Look. Throughout the entire 20-minute conversation we've had so far on your show, Piers, he has not outlined a single...
Didn't 11 girls come forward and kind of expose you for being a creep and a sexual deviant and a guy? Bro, hey, you know what? I kind of respect my man's, boldness, I guess. I always respect the bold. But, just sending news to a girl talk about, hey, you trying to link, though. Bro, what type of game is that? What type of game is that? But hey, I respect the boldness though. Nude pic, hey, you trying to link? You gotta love it, man. The new generation is hilarious.
And say that you were coercing them to send nude photos.
Political belief.
That's Harry
go ahead.
Sisson.
Go ahead.
Harry, you're the guy that was coercing 11 girls to send you nudes on Snapchat. Wasn't
Yes,
that
you
you?
was.
Wasn't that you allegedly in the news? Was that you in the news?
It wasn't. No,
You're the
it wasn't me,
champion for
actually.
women.
Yes, it was.
You're the champion
Yes, it
for
was.
women. You're a scumbag.
Yeah.
You're a scumbag, Harry.
Do you want to keep
You're a
raging right now?
scumbag.
Look at you.
You're a scumbag.
Your face has
Everybody
turned
knows who
color
you are.
since you've got onto
Everybody
this
knows
show,
who
by
you
the
are.
way. Your face has
Yeah,
changed
I just got
colors.
back from vacation too.
No, you're
Just got back from
screaming. There's
vacation. You
like
have no
veins popping out of your
substance.
face.
And do me a favor.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
Harry. Hey, Harry and James.
ahead.
Who's going to be your front runner for 2028? Who's your front runner? Gavin
Listen,
Newsom or Pete Buttigieg? Who's going to run? Kamala? You both said Kamala was going to win.
Should we try and get
You
this?
both
I mean, I'd have let him answer to that. I mean, so what's up with those 11 girls and, them kind of complaining about you sexing them or sex texting them? It's like, what's up? What's up with that, buddy? And here's the thing. Isn't MAGA supposed to be the creeps and the incels and you do some creepy incel shit like that? I mean, that's a bit concerning. I mean, I guess projection is real.
said Kamala
Should we
was
try
going
and
to
get
win.
things back on a more even
have
kill?
to
Let me bring in Sean again. Let me bring in Sean again.
Louise.
Sean, I mean, James Carville's very confident that notwithstanding the record low polling for the Democrat Party, that the forthcoming battle at the ballot box is going to be a nasty shock for Republicans.
And shout out to TB. Appreciate it, sis. She says Trump's been doing some pretty good things. I guess we'll see if people like these arguments, though. Yeah, I know. I guess we'll see if people like these arguments. You know what? I think people will like. Honestly, I think people just like the fact that they're standing up to Trump. That's it. That's all it is. There's no policy position. There's really no like charismatic candidate that win the people over in the Dems. It's just about hating Trump. Like, that's the only argument they got. I'm really trying to hear like, Dems, what is your argument about Trump? What's your argument? Tell me one way y'all feel like y'all can do his policy better. Please tell me. Instead of just calling him a dictator and a pedo. Please give me something. Show me that y'all are not just all bots. You're not just NPCs.
As it often historically is, right, in between general elections. What is your view of that?
Well, there's four major contests on the ballot. You've got California, which is doing a redistricting thing that Gavin Newsom put forward. I think that's going to go down. They won't pass that through, and Republicans will net between 7 and 10 seats in redistricting. So that's going to be an abject failure for the Democrats.
Today's show is brought to you by...
I mean, shoot, everything's an abject failure for the Democrats. It's like at this point, the Democrats are just praying, hoping and praying that Trump sinks himself. And that's a pathetic position. That's a very